Here we go.
I sent you that.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can join us now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Today, your hosts are Mama Ayaba Bay and Mama Awa Asaseya. Enjoy.
Oh.
What a way to start the day.
The brother in white is the founder. Come on, girls.
Yeah.
High alive energy.
He's got little children group, he's got the old people group, and he got this group right here. And the older people, they're just as good. I mean, like in their 70s.
Yes.
The founder is up into his 70s too, the one in white.
Ayaba.
Yes. I can't hear the music, but I see the beat.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's music right there too.
No, I can't hear it, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Throw them arms.
I can't even say yep because my voice is hoarse. Oh my goodness.
I wonder why. I heard about you.
That's all right. I'm hoarse too.
We still can't hear it, Mamacita.
Maybe
Look at that. Look at that.
if we turn off our mics until the video is done.
Well, so you don't hear anything. So let's go on. There's no need in playing. You don't hear it. I know we enjoy the dancing and stuff. I'll have to figure that out. Why y'all can't hear the music. You was hearing the music before, right?
It started off that way.
Yeah, with the jazz, African jazz.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then well, anyway, we are the music. All right, all right.
That's okay. Moving on.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
The melodic
never,
voices of
never.
our conversations. Here we go. Welcome, Linda and Mama Awa and Mama Hetaru and our Hope Smalling. Is this the same brother that was here before? He was here before?
No, I was invited to come last week, but I just didn't get it together. So I'm blessed to be here now.
You got it together now, right? Okay. Mama Star, Mama Evelyn, Mama Deetra, and
greetings.
Greetings. Take it away, Mama Bay. You're on mute.
Maybe I should have been saying something else then. How y'all doing? How's everybody this morning? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, how's everybody this day?
Yes.
I like the way the Australian people say good day. So have a good one.
Good day.
Hi.
And this is my cup of tea this morning. It takes a whole village to raise a child. You know, America, United States, they get a hold of one phrase, they'll wear it out. Yes, indeed.
This my cup of tea. It is
What's yours?
from my own village.
Oh, beautiful.
Is that one of the cups you made?
I did.
All right now.
I
course.
did. I
Now,
did.
Miss Linda, you look familiar. I know you're not, but you look familiar.
How you doing?
You one of the
Greetings,
gang.
Thank you.
Linda, where are you from?
I'm from Manhattan, but I'm in Syracuse right now.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. This your
Thank
first
you.
time?
Yes, it
joining us?
is. Yes, it is.
How'd you find out about us?
Hoped invited me. Mr.
Oh,
Fallen.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
I'm honored. Thank you, guys.
What we have here, we're not like The View. We don't have that kind of.
We love each other.
I know that's right.
And most everybody here speaks of their own personal life experiences as well as a collective response to the road of life that each has traveled, and come to find out that it might come in different plays, but it has the same theme.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So this day, and the way we do also, we jump in and share. There's no particular order to it. It's very organic.
Okay.
Although we try to
It's
have
a conversation. We're just having couch conversation.
Wonderful.
That's a good way. Couch, kitchen table.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna roll out with. I'm gonna start off with this one right here. The topic of our session is called "And Then There Was Woman." You know, like everybody, when they talk about what came, this one came, that one came, the other one came. But in the European style of speaking, the woman is not held up in a high rank. And I've learned over the years that when you don't support something that's obviously what it is, it's because of a limitation within your own spirit, your own mind, your own heart. For example, get it together, get it straight. You know, we're going up higher heights, deeper depths, all that stuff. You don't have to break that down. If I tell you higher heights, deeper depths, you know exactly what I am saying. So although we may not speak another language, those of us of African descent in the USA, as a general speaking way of our tongue, we speak what they call English, but the English people say we don't speak English, we speak American. So if that's the case, then when a person goes out and buys Coppertone or gets into an ultra, what they call that stuff, the X-ray oven, I call it, but an oven that a tanning bed, when they comb their hair the opposite the way it goes so it can have body, when they have injections in their lips, when they get injections in their hips, and now some crazy black girls are doing that. And when they do all of that, they're telling you, I think you are number one. I think you the best, and I'm trying to be like you. But instead, there's an element within the minds of our people, and when I say our people, I'm talking about, you know, our melanated people, that makes them think that they can't see that. And the book says, those who have eyes, let them see. Now, people may think that means let the people see. That it might say that, but it said you got eyes, so let them see. Those who have ears, let them. You got ears. Well, I mean, I'm a college graduate. I guess I should say you have ears, so let them. So let them see. But I really did make it my duty to continue to speak normal African-American speech patterns, even though I got all these different degrees. I said, that comes when I'm in front of those people who want to act like they don't understand what I'm saying when I'm saying what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? All right, so.
I know that's right.
You have two ways to live your life. Actually, you have more than two, but I bring out these two. Be in denial or welcoming of the truth. You can embrace the truth or deny the truth. Information that can be of some service to people. That's what I bring. Information that can be of some service to people. That's what Elizabeth, the organization, that's what all the women bring in here. We don't condone verbal boxing matches, because that means we're submitting or giving in to that element within ourselves that they call emotions. And it is indeed an element, because it's either going to be fiery or it's going to be watery. So we move in the direction of peace and joy, because we've never been told what God looks like.
Ashe.
Those of us who were raised up in the Christian church and we got a Bible, it says that you were made in the image and likeness of God. But you know what? Up until now, I never thought to ask, well, what God looked like. Nobody never thought to ask that. When we made in the image and likeness of God, what does God look like? We would go home and try to figure it out and look in the mirror and say, well, God look like me, God look like here, God look. What does God really? Ooh, look at her. Look what she got.
You be looking at everything else.
Wait a minute, wait. Did you see
everyone else?
Howard, did you see her cup?
No, let me see your cup.
That's what.
My grandson gave it to me. I gotta use it. I love it.
Superwoman.
He said I'm
Superwoman.
a He said I'm Superwoman.
That's you, girl.
Okay, whatever you say. He gave that to me. Yeah.
See, you got one of them wise grandsons.
That's actually a sign of hope.
Huh? What'd you say, Hope?
Hey, let me show you this.
Wait a minute, Howard. What'd you say, Hope?
No,
nice.
Hey.
Nice. I love it.
That symbol means hope. That's really what it means.
Okay.
That symbol means hope.
Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are hope.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's right. You are our hope. See, we've been talking about male-female relationships for what? Since just before Father's Day. Talking about the place and the respect and the relationship that we have with our men. And when I met Brother Hope over the telephone, I was playing, but I was serious. You know, that they are our hope, and evidently they are. Other people want that hope too.
Yeah, they want to take our hope.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, we know what you mean. We got you.
I know that. That's why I can talk. That's why I can talk in code.
I was just getting ready to say we create our own code.
That's right.
So, and then there was woman, and then what precludes that is woman is defined by the presence of what they call God, Allah, the creator, within her. Now, y'all might not be ready for what I'm getting ready to say, but this is Elizabeth's, y'all ready for everything. So what I'm saying here is that when we are working in one accord with universal intelligence, what people call God, and a culture, I like to also say that because culture dictates the way that you live, the way you think, the way you make decisions, the way you walk, the way you talk. I remember growing up in Richmond, Virginia, and at an early age, I noticed that the other people, women, they didn't walk like we walk. And the way we walked, I used to hear the people playing the radios up loud. And if you look at people walking, we'd be walking right to the beat, don't even hear the radio. And that doesn't happen in the other Well, it didn't then, but integration has caused a mighty growth among some other people. So that rhythm is our bond, no matter where you go. If you look at the videos on YouTube or any of those other things they got out there, you see our people dancing all around the world. It's the same dance, and we don't even know each other. So that tells me that's God's movements. That's how God moves. That's how the Creator moves. And I saw an African play one time, and in the play, the girl walks past the brothers, a whole bunch of brothers. I used to feel really uncomfortable walking past a whole bunch of brothers because I knew, excuse me, brother, hope I love you. But at the same time, first I knew they were looking at my butt.
They were target. Hey, they target in on certain areas.
Target in, yeah. For real. Thank you, sister. That was beautiful. And so I would feel a way about that. But then as time went on and I began to appreciate the work of nature's God, that's from Sun Ra. Sometimes you must appreciate the work of nature's God, So I began to understand that that's part of our rhythm, and flirting was a part of our rhythm. And when the women's liberation movement came out in this country, I told her I would go up to the service station and put my, my car to get the gas. And, some of y'all are too young to remember, but back in the day, the man would come up and put the gas in your car, check your oil, check your water, check your brake fluid, check all them fluids.
Once upon a time, yes.
Once upon a time. And I used to go up there and tell the man, excuse me, I'm not a women's liberator. You can check all my fluids and everything that needs to be done to this car. Or if I'm with brothers and they going around to get in the car, I said, excuse me, I'm not getting in the car. You notice that? He said, well, sister, yeah. And he run around there and open the door. I said, I'm not no woman's liberator. Don't pin that on me. And that's one of the things that we have to be in control of, our culture. Just because somebody else does it doesn't mean that we do. And your parents taught you that. When I would want to do something that somebody else was doing, my dad would say, oh, if he jumped off the mountain, you're gonna jump too? No, sir. See? So always recognize what your culture is and live your culture. There's no law in the world that says you got to act like somebody else, because it looks like everybody trying to act like you. So,
and
yeah.
And when we do that, we're not only, when we walk our walk and when we stay in tune with our culture, even though we're here, it helps us to heal and balance things out in our body. African women walk with their hips, but really we walk with our butt and hips. We sway, and it's like our own rhythm and dance. Others, that's not melanated or whatever, they walk here.
Yeah, from shoulders.
From shoulder.
Right.
So we try to emulate another culture, and we trying to walk like, well, important,
You trying to do it, but you can't even do it.
Can't even do it.
You still got the rhythm.
But that's in blockage to areas in your body that craves the healing from, I don't care how long you've been here. We still of African descent. It ain't never gonna go away. It may dwindle down to a minute, but it's still there, and it has to be fed too. And so movement and sound is us.
And Native American, if you get a chance to look at any of the women dancing in the powwows, this year I really got to look at it. And they move, I don't even have words for that. They move in such a way that's so mystical. It's like a wave. That's what I noticed.
Yes,
it's like a wave.
Flow.
They're all doing this. Up and down. But when you see it in a big row of women, it's like a wave move. I get chills talking about it. Yes, Lord. So we have so much that we can do. We're not doing that we can do. When you walk into a room, Elizabeth's, you walk into the room like you own it, because you own it. you walk in with your head up and you be dressed in your royalty because you are royal. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful.
And your mind may think that, oh, it's envious, or but it's not.
Envious
I'm just saying, from the healing part of it, it's just to do that is you resonate with your confidence. This is all building. Okay, Mom, go back to you. I be jumping. My mind goes there. I apologize. It just
look. She's a Taurus, but I said, "Where's your moon?"
So am I.
Oh, there's another one. The rulers of the earth. I said, "Where's your moon?" Because your thoughts be jumping around like that.
I know. I'm supposed to be fixed.
No, you ain't supposed to be. That's not what it means. It means you are reliable. It means that when we need you, you there.
I'm there.
That's what it means. It doesn't mean you up. Look, all those, I'm telling y'all now, you read these things you read and you study what you study, but you have to translate it into our language, because that's not the language of an adult. That's not the language of an elder. That's not the language of the ancient people. I made a commitment when I was a young girl, being I was the oldest of all my cousins, that I would have to speak to adults in the same way I speak to children. If children don't understand it, then I'm not being clear. I don't have to, and if an adult reinterprets what I'm saying, then we're gonna hold on to that and make it even more clear. So when we're talking to people, if a little child is sitting there and they don't know what you're talking about, you got to go back in your brain cells and find a way to say it that everybody can understand it. When the Rastafarians said overstand, I understood exactly what that meant. And I said, okay, I got it. So our mission is to bring information that can be of some service to the people in identifying the two ways to live this life. Like I said, one is to be in denial or welcoming of the truth. The book says, know ye the truth, and the truth will set you free. What is that saying? They're saying if you ain't feeling free, then that ain't the truth. And they, I mean, I as a theater person, in order to interpret a character, I read it forward and I read it backwards, because that's how you get into the essence of the character. So it says looking at how to weigh information. Well, this is my writing. I'm saying how I say like it's somebody else, but anyway, how to weigh information to determine or ascertain the truth and work through being uncomfortable with it. So if you're uncomfortable with the truth, work through it. Don't be looking at the other person having a big old argument because you having a problem understanding or understanding what's being said to you. That's your challenge in life. The Sourced Society, of which Elizabeth heard me speak of each time, teaches us that these challenges we have in life, where sometimes a person may say, I don't know why my life is going like that. I don't know why this is happening to me. I've been a good person. Why all this stuff is happening to me? Well, one young girl who's I grew up with in Brooklyn, New York, because I tell everybody when I moved to Brooklyn, I died and went to heaven. So one of the girls who dropped light on me, she said that when you are speaking with people and you say higher heights, deeper depths, immediately you see what's up and understand that what's under it is simultaneously equivalent to what's up. There are people who say that the higher the mountain, that the deeper the root of that mountain goes into the ground. I don't know, I'm not a mountain person, but that's what I was told. And I can understand it. So in a mathematical way of thinking, we take a look at life as a product of, number one, the imagination through the stimulation of creation. Life, the imagination, God imagined all this, through the stimulation of creation. You can't create without being stimulated. You got to have a reason. You got to have an inspiration for that creation to pour out of you, as Sister Howard can attest to, because everything, if I'm not mistaken, the painting you see behind her, she created it. And the cup and the dish you see behind her left shoulder, she created that. She's the queen of creation. So
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. You know, I'd be into my teapot thingy.
Oh, beautiful.
That matched the cups.
Right.
And we're going to talk about.
You even paint the bottom.
Oh, when I had a magnificent teacher, and ceramic teacher, and she would win competitions. Here in Indianapolis, she was the only, at that time, African-American ceramicist. So she had to go up against all others. And when she did shows, she didn't want to put her name on things, you know? And she would win bam, bam, bam each time.
Oh, wow.
And they'll find out that the African-American one, you know? But she told me you have to go beyond. See, that's like what we're talking about. Go beyond their spectrum. So I paint in every little corner that I can. Just to add that extra, this is a different texture and a different, it feels a little different than this part here, because I use a different paint.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So inside, oh, it's dots on the inside too. But what I do basically is not just, I do it to tell a story. You know, I have something called the storyteller pots. And they supposed to, when you look at them, it's like we all have stories and everything.
Right.
Stories.
Nice.
That I'm
I
telling.
like that. I like that.
I used to say when I was little that, and that was way back then, I wanted to leave a little piece of me with everyone. And so I made, at the time I had 6 aunts. I made all 6 of my aunts a crochet blanket.
Oh, nice.
And do you know, half of them is passed on, but the blanket is still here.
Okay. Nice.
Thank you, Howard.
Oh,
and that leads me into, I'm coming to you, Hopeton, my darling. Okay, imagination.
We just the icebreaker right now for the main event.
Look at life as a product of, number one, the imagination through the stimulation of creation, thus bringing about the manifestation of the instrument of the transportation of the divine creation. Humans call it a baby. Oh, you didn't know I was going there. All right, I will repeat it. In a mathematical way of thinking, we take a look at life as a product of, number one, the imagination through the stimulation of creation, thus bringing about the manifestation of the instrument of the transportation of the divine creation humans call a baby.
Wow.
And what is that? What is that? What is that stimulation of creation? The seed that comes through the man into the woman, into the womb of man called woman, into the manifestation of the life force that people call a baby. In our culture, it's called the ancestor returning. See? And so when I grew up, the older people will tell you who you look like, who you sound like, who you walk like, who you talk like. So the culture came through, even though our intellectual part of our mind had no idea that it was connected to a larger or a group of people in a country that has over 52 states or nations in it. That's so big, the USA can set in it 2.5 times. And that they call it Africa. And in the Greek terminology of the word Africa, it means, hold your breath, skin of God. That's what the Greeks call us, the skin of God. So I said, well, what more do y'all want? what more you need? So, the understanding of the emotional faculty, that brings me back to where we were before as a product of the element fire and water. Fiery people and the fiery season, which comes in the summer solstice, is that what it's called? And so that's your fiery season. Is what? Who knows what fire? Fire is hot. Fire will burn your butt. Fire cooks your food. Fire warms you in the cold. Look at fire. Fire burns up. It doesn't burn down. Water comes down to cool your fire. So when your brain pushes your heart to being boom, 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 because you're full of passion and anger, the thoughts of peace cools down that fire. You have a choice. I see you, Howard.
I know.
You
I
have,
know. I'm about to jump out of my seat.
Hey.
Teach.
you have a choice. When I learned, I mean, you would think that you already know you have a choice. My grandmother told me when I was 9 years old, because I was hot, my head was hot. I was always on the warpath, you know, especially if you lied or trying to hurt somebody or trick somebody. I was like that kind of warrior, you know. And my grandma said, no, don't give yourself over to a reprobate mind. And in my mind, I'm looking up the word reprobate, but that wasn't the point. The point was you have a choice. Don't give yourself over to your anger, to your hot-headed, no matter how passionate you are about what's right or what's wrong.
What does fire do? Fire burns down to ash.
Yes, absolutely. And what does that do to our internal organs?
Dis-ease. Disorders.
Yes, go ahead.
It shuts it down. It shuts it down.
So people go to, I'm not a person who's going to say I don't have anything against doctors, because I do. So I don't have to make excuses for the way that I see life, because I've lived life long enough to see it. And I hope that I'll live longer to see even more. Every day is a new day to learn. And when I had a tumor big as a grapefruit, that was my first experience with knowing that I had a mind and I could make my own choice about it. And when the doctor said he was going to remove all my plumbing, I said, okay. And I walked out the door and I turned around and I did like this on his door. I don't mind telling you. That's when I first woke up to something about myself and about all of us. And I said, you are a dead man. And left. 2 weeks later, he was dead. I don't think I had nothing to do with it.
The truth will set you free. The truth.
I determined then that I'm a warrior for God. I'm a warrior for righteousness. I'm a warrior for truth. And if I'm a warrior for that, why am I walking around scared of people who lie, who kill our people and act like they're doing something to help us? That's not just a lie. That's devious. That's devilish. That's wicked. That's evil. You're murdering somebody. You know, I think that living death is worse than the death that happens when you actually leave your body.
Ooh, yes.
And all these so many sisters are walking around here in this flesh, in death. See, it's about the living word. And I'm gonna bring that on in here with the fact that Brothers too. Brothers have it harder than the sisters do because the brothers are living targets for these crazy people. So sisters, what's your job? Your job ain't to be telling him what he ain't doing. Praise him for what he is doing. He already know what he ain't doing. Because if he didn't know what he was not doing, he wouldn't always be sometimes so up and down with his emotions. By that, I mean, he'll close your butt out. You trying to talk, he don't want to talk. And then you will get an attitude because he doesn't want to talk because you taking it personally. But you have to, but you have to remind yourself that you are the reason he's here. Excuse me? The womb of man. Where does he come to rest? In your womb. And when you're fertile, a few months later, someone else gonna come out of your womb. So we must be the queens that we call ourselves. We must be the empresses that we have been entitled with. And well, if I could only tell you, the rings around your neck, for example, in African culture, the rings around your neck and the rings around your wrist tell the people in the various villages or towns or countries where you may visit who you are. For sure, for sure. There was a sister who had a PhD. She moved to Ghana. And when she walked up into to Accra, there were people who walked up to her and prostrated themselves on the ground before her. She come from the United States. She ain't been more know what was going on than a man in the moon. But because of the markings on her neck, they took her straight to the village priest. And they told her that she was a reincarnation or a return of some woman who had been the queen mother of that village in times before. And she wasn't allowed to leave. She had to stay there to Hope and you look like you know what I'm talking about. She had to stay there to take care of her village.
Wow.
See, so this life we have, this ain't no joke. You know, we were made stewards of this earth. We can no longer afford to sit back on our fear and not be the stewards. It's a fabulous job to be a steward. You know, and that doctor that I was telling you about, he had become known in the Black community as the womb snatcher. And I'm saying, well, what y'all doing about it? Nobody knew what to do because, you know, they raised us up in fear. And when you're raised in fear, you serve fear before you serve God. You'll tell yourself that you're serving God and God gonna remove this and God gonna help me with that and God gonna move mountains from me. Yeah, but who doing the moving? You are. You understand me what I'm saying? Let's get real here. We said, God walks with me. Well, who's walking with God? If I walk down the street and you grab my hand and I'm hold your hand back, that means we walking together. You walking with me and I'm walking with you. Those who have ears, let them hear what the church has to say. And some people don't really, I'm a researcher. I want to know. I learned years ago, it came to me years ago in my 20s. You speak English, you don't even know what you're saying. So look up the words. Find out what they mean for your mouth. So we are the church, you see. And I'm going to share with you another thing, because we all came up with the Bible. I'm going to help you understand it, overstand it. It says that in the earth, not on the earth. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, you know, and all the other part that go with it. In the earth. It didn't say on the earth. So let's clarify what in the earth is. And as a little girl, I said, why they say in the earth? We live on the earth. Because they wasn't talking about this ball. It was talking about us, talking about the people. In the earth, this is the earth, and the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, meaning every child you bring into the earth, the first thing you need to teach them is who they are. Then what? How to walk on its path. The Native Americans have, what is it, Howard? 4 roads. Do you remember the colors? The red road, the white road, the yellow road, and I can't think of the last road.
Was it
hope that I know you know, so come on, tell me. Let me introduce Hope to y'all. Go ahead, Howard. No, go Howard.
No, I'm still getting it together. Once it chime in, I'll let you know.
All right, now. I like the way Howard talks. Once it chimes in. Hello, ring. Oh Lord, don't get me talking about the ring. Okay, hold on. Houghton told me that when he was a teenager, 17, he flew an airplane. So he's a 16. 16. He flew it. He's a pilot. And wow, I got see something just downloaded this now. Pi for the dot in the center of the circle. And
you be breaking these words down. Go ahead.
And lot is a few things. Lot is your fortune. You cast your lots. And lot is where you stand upon the earth. And lot is abundance. And he's a pilot. Would you share with us, please?
Absolutely. Oh no, it's an honor, Empress Bay, to be here with all of the Elizabeths. Elizabeths is a special name, and for me, I've raised 3 grown sons. I have 3 grandchildren, but my first daughter's name is Elizabeth Hope. And on her birth certificate, I am listed as the attending physician because I delivered her.
Oh,
I say,
cool.
There you go.
I know that's
home
right.
At home. It wasn't planned, but that's what God wanted, so we did it. Yes. So my story as Mama Bay has outlined is one that you guys are all too familiar with. I grew up in the inner city of New York City. I am first generation. My parents are from the island of Jamaica. That's right. So coming to America, being in America, I was a stranger here. I didn't really have, I had my parents, thank God, and they allowed me to have positive people in the church and in the community. But I just thank God for keeping me alive and allowing me to have the opportunity even to be here. To this year I celebrated my 50th birthday, right? So I reached 50 in America, and finally, after all this time, I mean, the first part of my life I was searching, to really find my purpose, and I was blessed to be in a high school program that taught me how to fly, which blew my mind. Here I am, I'm in the hood, right? And when most people were doing what they do on Thursdays and Fridays, I was flying an airplane, learning how to do that. And I don't do it for a profession. I do it, this is transportation. And what I do, I run a nonprofit. I founded a nonprofit by the name of OQI Cares. And by the grace of God, because I'm building that organization. I've invited Linda here because she is my next appointed CEO for my nonprofit. And it's a blessed story because I started off my life as an educator, and she was one of my first scholars of one of my college programs. And I've mentored her, been on her journey for a long time till right now. She's finishing her doctorate journey right now. And so I thank God for, allowing me to go full circle. And now I find myself in a place where I just want to continue to give back to my community. And so I have an organization down in Tampa, Florida. We have 3 free airplanes, and we find at-promise youth in high-risk conditions, and we expose them to aviation because youth don't know that they can fly. When you're 16, you can get your license to fly an airplane, and
Wow.
this is a blessing. Anyone can do it, right?
Mhm.
And I fell into that opportunity. I built my first car when I was 18, physically with my own two hands, right? But it was, so this is something that God has given me, that gift. All of those technical things are easy to me, and so I really am praying to really expose youth across the diaspora, with these kind of things, and make them, give them that opportunity, because not everyone has that opportunity. And finally, as a point of introduction, about 12 years ago, a brother by the name of Jamel Muhammad came. He came out of a 20-year prison sentence, and he came to me and he said, "Brother Hope, I need your help. These brothers in the streets are killing one another, and I just want to be a part of the solution, not the problem." And I said, "Brother, you got me. Let's do it." And I helped him get his organization started. And right now, he's in a city of Schenectady, a city of about 100,000, and we've eliminated death by gun violence in that city. We've eliminated it. We've taken it from an average of 20 down to 0. And we want to bring that around the country and across the globe. Our next city we're targeting is Flint, Michigan. So we're bringing it.
Ooh, right up the street.
We're coming. We're coming to you. Why? Because
we're in Detroit.
Oh well, we're coming. We're coming, and really, it's just the program is centered on community. Meaning, all we did was, I was one of 5 Black men who sat in the sheriff's office with. We wrapped our hands around Brother Jamel Muhammad, and we said, "We're supporting this brother, and we want to get him started." One of the brothers was an entrepreneur. He put the first $8,000 into his nonprofit.
I'm back.
And the sheriff asked, "How can I help?" And I told the sheriff, and we told the sheriff, "Listen, it's about resources." The sheriff said, "We have $250,000 of drug seizure money in the safe. Would that help?" And we said, "That's a good start." That's a good start. And that's where it started from. And now the program runs on about $1 million worth of funding per year. And that funding is just the boots on the ground. And here's what the program is centered on. It takes community. So you imagine everyone, the superintendent of the schools, the head of the hospital administration, the mayor, the head of, public, public works, the folks who take care of, the police, all of the heads sat around a table, and we told them, listen, because when a youth shoots another youth, that's not the first time they got in trouble. They cut school. They had problems at home. Their parents were missing. They got into a fight. There was signs before they picked up a gun, right? Because our true nature, as you already know, the natures of man, our true nature is peace. Our nature is not war, right? And so when so we got this small community to wrap around. And, at first everyone was saying, well, the law doesn't allow. Well, the law allows you to allow a kid to walk and go get a gun and shoot somebody. No. So if a youth is in trouble, it's important for someone to let someone know. So that now is the culture of the city of Schenectady. By the way, city of Schenectady is the first city in America to have electricity, right? So, because that's the city of Edison. And we know it was a Black man that put Edison on the map. So it's an interesting kind of, ironic point that this city is the first city to have light in this kind of way. And so, we're excited about that program, and we want to spread it, because essentially all this program is doing is acting like the parents for those households that don't have parents. Because I remember, being, a youth, the one thing that I loved about my parents, even though they didn't understand America, they knew hard work. and they knew they wasn't going to just let their kids just walk on the streets and not do anything, right? So I had my mother there and I had my father there. And so I was blessed in that kind of way. But I was always, 5 degrees from someone getting shot or, an incident of violence. And God navigated me through that, and I didn't have to suffer that. But that's not true of our brothers and sisters right now. Across the diaspora, as you all know. So I'm excited for that opportunity and to really spread, that program, and that's why I'm so excited about appointing Linda to be the CEO of OQI Cares, because not only are we interested in spreading that program, but we're interested in sewing in organizations like yours, and that's why I'm partnered with Empress Bay, because we know that there's no lack of funding in this earth. And we know the funding comes from, the motherland, right? So there should be no limit to this funding. In fact, I'll drop one last thing, and then I'll be quiet. When God created the earth, a lot of people they think that gold is just landed on the earth by accident. No, God took the gold from space. There's unlimited amounts of gold in space, right? And he took that gold and he formed the earth and put it into the earth. And that's why, when you hear crazy people like Elon Musk, there's asteroids right in the heavens that have more golds. If they bring those asteroids down, every human being on the earth becomes a billionaire. Whoa. People don't know that. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's where Elon Musk, as crazy as he is, I bet you he's trying to bring one of them bad boys down. Yeah. But that's my story.
Wow, we sure do. Thank you. You are a delight.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Wow.
You are delight. You get me, don't you? Look at that, Linda. And now I want to ask Queen Aduni, would you share with them about Elizabeth and why you would be interested in having that program come to Detroit?
Oh my.
Well, I didn't prepare you, did I?
I'm always ready to talk about Elizabeth. I am Elizabeth, right? We are Elizabeth. So Elizabeth is based on the story of Mary. When Mary got pregnant and the angel told her, oh yeah, and your cousin Elizabeth is also with child. So in other words, you just experienced a miracle. I want you to go to your cousin because she has a miracle. And when she approached, Mary approached Elizabeth, Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Ghost. Her baby leaped, who was John the Baptist, right? And of course, we are God's babies. We come to do a work. And so the gist of it is that you want to always be around, you want to surround yourself with Elizabeth, people who are pregnant with visions and dreams. So that the babies leap like our babies are leaping right now, just by hearing what you're sharing and such. And it's male and female, of course, but we are focusing on the female energy of Elizabeth. So that's what all of this has come. That was when I turned 40 and I'm 69 now. So we've had several events, and this one is so organically constructed that none of us can take claim of it.
Okay.
We are all here. So, and I was happy that you are coming here because, I was telling Mama Ayaba that I plan to learn how to fly a helicopter.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So now I can just go ahead and do the doggone plane, right?
Nice.
So we are working on a project and here in Detroit, that's called LEAP, linking, it's spelled LEEP, linking everyday extraordinary people, mixed with COAZ, which is COAZ, the City of Arts with a Z. And it's an incubator, a business incubator that helps those who are pregnant with visions and dreams. So I do look for passion, not just anybody attending, but people who are passionate. And how do we turn your passion into a way that you can bring income in for your family? Good income. Because if you can wake up every day excited about what your baby is and excited about what you're doing, and I'm sure you do, that, you know, you get to make your day and you get to do what you love to do. And then you see the fruit of it with the people. Wow, that's health. That makes your body like, yeah, this is good. And we call it, when we finish, we call it delicious. That was delicious. Delicious. So delicious that when you get up from the table, you know, you look like I got a little more tea in this right here. You know, everybody's leaving and you say, well, hold on. I got oh, this is so delicious.
Nice.
So that's what it's about. And it's about helping the community, and every business that is associated with LEAP must have an educational component to it, so that that's how we as a people are able to pass down in a structural way from generation to generation. So you're always, and those who have been doing something, you know, 20, 40 years, you know what you're doing. I don't care if it's sweeping the floor. You are a master at that.
That's right.
When you teach someone else as the master, you don't have to have a degree. Your life is a master. Okay? You have mastered that. And so that's what it's about. And my job as to who I am is I am the one who creates the space and the opportunities for people to express their passion and get paid. That's my job on earth. I'm not responsible for the paid part, guys. Let me make this perfectly clear.
Okay.
But I am responsible for setting you up. In other words, the business plan and those things that need the resources and stuff. Then we all work as a community. And and my job is to be humble, where I'm not trying to take from you, but I'm always giving to what your passion is. Because you can't do my passion. Nobody can do my passion. And I can't do your passion. So we need everybody doing their passion. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
and I just want to respond and tell you that whenever you're ready, and this goes for everyone on this call and beyond, anyone in the sound of my voice, when you're ready to get your hands in an airplane, we have 3. I'm planning to buy 3 brand new ones this summer, and I'm gonna. We have an air park. Literally, we have a property that literally, just like John Travolta, out the backyard, we can just take off. We don't have to go to no airport. Okay. We have our own spot, and we're actually looking to own that airport and build a school where we expose at-premise youth. And I don't call them at-risk youth. I call them at-promise youth living in high-risk conditions.
Yeah. Right? I like
and so those at-risk youth, those at-promise youth, you know, those at-promise youth, when they are ready for you can take control of an airplane. You know, it shows that, you know, your dreams can come true, because, you know, and everyone in this room right now, I can put in an airplane and I'll show you how to take it off. I'm not telling you that everybody can land on the first time, but everybody here will be able to take an airplane off. right? So it would be our honor to host you guys. Whenever you want that experience, you let us know. And we could even bring the airplane to a town near you. We are connected with all of the Black men and women pilots across this globe. We know all of them. We even are connected to Black airplane manufacturing companies in America, right? So we'll we can land airplanes as they move, so we can bring them wherever you are.
I can see me in a plane.
Yeah. I know, right? Mr. Smallin, your sound is going in and out, just so you know.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's breaking up a little.
Yeah, and the other thing is that we have a city airport on Connor, and last I heard, they were trying to figure out what they was going to do with it. It's been down
long time,
years, yeah. And that would be awesome to have. I can check out and see what's going on. They were trying to figure out what they was going to do with it, but I think this kind of program would be superb, just superb.
Yeah, let us know. We want to build this program across the diaspora. We're working right now in the Caribbean. We're working in South America, Africa, and as well as America. And not only are we doing that, but we want to make sure that the funding to get it done is in place as well. So we're not asking for those localities to produce the money. We know that there's unlimited resources. And then the other part of it, and this is the long-term play, because our community does not have access to the wealth building tools that we should, right? And the wealth building tools are there. So we need to understand, how to collect physical gold, digital gold, assets of all kind of caliber. And I'm happy to introduce you guys to that as well. Because things like Bitcoin and physical gold and historical assets have changed my life. And I'll leave it right there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know what? This is a wonderful tool for survival.
Absolutely.
It's like, can you swim? Can you fly?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really good perspective to have.
That being said, it is past 9 o'clock, and we said our word was we was going to stay till 9, and then we was going to leave social media and YouTube and Facebook. But if you want to continue with us, please join us. Go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org and just hit the button that says Zoom. You'll get your link, and then come on in, and you can use that same link from now on. So we bid you a wonderful Wednesday. We're going to find out more about how to fly, turn your life, and get above all this mess.
Yes. Thank you so much for including me. It was such a wonderful time meeting.
You're not going anywhere.
We're not going nowhere. You on the Zoom already. You